Picture a stick figure standing in a small group of people. Everyone is chatting easily, and our learner has so much to say. The words are all there, somewhere inside. But when it opens its mouth, almost nothing comes out. A few broken words, a long pause, and then a quiet, embarrassed smile. Later, walking home alone, the perfect sentences finally arrive, clear and easy, when no one is around to hear them. If that has ever been you, please take a slow breath. You are not bad at English. You probably understand far more than you can say. The truth is simple. Speaking is a different skill from knowing, and it only grows when you actually use your mouth, out loud. Reading and listening fill you up, but they do not teach your tongue to move. Today, gently and together, we are going to fix that. Here are 7 calm, practical ways to improve your English speaking, starting today. Before we begin, let me share the big idea, softly. Speaking is a physical skill, almost like a sport. Think of someone learning to swim. They can read 10 books about swimming, watch every video, and understand every move, and still sink the first time they enter the water, because the body has not practiced. English speaking is exactly the same. The knowing lives in your head, but the speaking lives in your mouth, your breath, and your muscles. And muscles only learn by moving. So our 7 methods today are not really about studying more. They're about using what you already have, out loud, a little, every day. You do not need a teacher, a partner, or a single coin. You only need your own voice and a few quiet minutes. Be patient and kind with yourself as we go. Small, daily speaking beats rare, perfect speaking every single time. Our first method is the foundation for all the others. Speak out loud every day, even when you are completely alone. Most learners keep their English silent, trapped inside the head. But speaking quietly in your mind and speaking out loud are 2 very different things. Real speech needs air, sound, and movement, with your lips, your tongue, and your breath all working together. So make your English audible. Read a paragraph out loud. Describe your room to the empty air. Say what you are about to do today in a real voice. It will feel a little strange at first, even silly, and that is perfectly fine. No one is listening, so there is no one to judge. The goal is simply to move your mouth in English every single day so the sounds stop feeling foreign. A few spoken minutes a day will do more for your speaking than hours of silent reading. Here is your tiny practice. Right now, out loud, describe what you can see in front of you. Just 1 or 2 sentences. I can see a screen. There is a cup beside me. Use your real voice, even softly. Feel the words actually leave your mouth. That small sound is where speaking truly begins. Our second method is a favorite of serious learners. It is called shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a native speaker and copy them out loud at the same time, like an echo following just behind. Choose a short clip you like, a slow podcast, a calm video, or a single line from a show. Play a sentence, then say it back, matching not just the words, but the music, the rhythm, the rise and fall, the speed. Then do it again, this time speaking almost together with the voice, shadowing it closely. You are not inventing sentences here. You are borrowing a native speaker's mouth and wearing it for a moment. This trains your pronunciation, your speed, and your natural rhythm all at once. Start with just 1 or 2 sentences and repeat them until they feel smooth. Shadowing turns listening, which is silent, into speaking, which is alive. Let's practice shadowing. Think of 1 short English sentence you have heard many times, maybe, "Thank you so much," or "Have a nice day." Now say it out loud, copying the exact rhythm a native speaker would use. Stretch the long parts, soften the small ones. 1 sentence echoed with feeling. That is shadowing. Our third method feels a little uncomfortable, but it works like magic. Record yourself speaking and then listen back. Take out your phone, open the simple voice recorder, and talk in English for 1 minute about anything, your day, your plans, a film you liked. Then play it back and listen, kindly, like a gentle coach, not a harsh critic. You will notice things you never hear in the moment. A word you always rush, a sound that slips, a place where you pause too long. That noticing is pure gold, because you cannot fix what you cannot hear. Most learners never once hear their own English, so the same small habits stay hidden for years. A single minute, recorded and reviewed, shows you exactly what to work on next. Do it once a week and quietly compare. Hearing your own progress over time is one of the most encouraging feelings in all of language learning. Now, your practice. Open the voice recorder on your phone and talk for just 30 seconds, in English, about your day. Then play it back once and notice one thing you like and one thing to improve. Be gentle. One recording, one kind. Listen. That is how you become your own teacher. Our fourth method saves you an enormous amount of time. Learn the most common words and phrases first. English has a huge number of words, but you do not need most of them to speak well. In fact, a few hundred everyday words cover the great majority of normal conversation. So instead of collecting rare, fancy vocabulary, pour your energy into the words you will actually use every day. Common verbs like get, make, take, and go, and ready-made phrases like can I have, I'd like to, do you know, and what time is it? These high-frequency pieces are the bricks of real speech. When you own them deeply, you can build 1,000 sentences without stopping to search. Fancy words feel impressive, but they sit unused. Common words are humble, and they carry your whole conversation. Master the ordinary first, and speaking suddenly becomes much lighter. Let's practice. Pick one very common phrase to truly own today. How about, can I have a, please? Say it out loud 3 times, smooth and easy, then finish it 3 different ways. Can I have a coffee, please? Can I have a minute, please? One common phrase, ready for real life. Our fifth method is about your mindset, and it sets you free. Aim for fluency, not perfection. So many learners stop in the middle of a sentence to fix a tiny grammar mistake, and the moment they stop, the flow dies and the fear grows. But here's the warm truth. People understand you through your whole message, not through perfect grammar. A sentence with a small error that keeps moving is far better than a perfect sentence that never arrives. So when you speak, give yourself permission to make mistakes and keep going. Let the little errors float by like leaves on a river. You can tidy the grammar later when you study. In the moment of speaking, your only job is to keep the words flowing and finish your thought. Fluency first, accuracy later. The more you let yourself be imperfect, the more freely and the more often you will actually speak. Now practice letting go. Speak about your weekend for 30 seconds out loud and make yourself one promise, no stopping, no matter what. If you make a mistake, smile and keep moving to the end. Finish the whole thought. Notice how good it feels to flow instead of freeze. Our sixth method makes you sound natural and calm. Learn a few filler and connecting phrases to gently buy yourself time. When learners go silent in the middle of a sentence, it is usually because they are thinking, but the silence feels heavy and makes them panic. Native speakers think mid-sentence too. They simply fill the gap with small, natural sounds. So keep a few ready. To buy a moment, you can say, well, let me think, or that's a good question. To connect your ideas, use, and then, but, so, and because. To start gently, try, or I mean. These little phrases do 2 beautiful things. They give your brain a few seconds to find the next word, and they make your English sound smooth and human instead of broken. Sprinkle them in, and your speaking will flow far more naturally. Let's practice. Choose one filler phrase to keep in your pocket. Maybe, well, let me think. Now answer this out loud. What did you do yesterday? Begin with your filler, take a calm breath, then answer. Feel how it removes the panic. One small phrase and the silence becomes easy. Our seventh and final method ties everything together. Create real speaking moments every single day. A skill you never use will quietly fade, so the secret is not a perfect method, it is steady practice. The good news is that speaking chances are everywhere, even with no one around. Narrate your morning out loud. Explain something you know to an imaginary friend. Answer your own questions in the shower. If you want a real person, you can find a language partner online, or simply join a friendly app and speak with other learners. You can even talk back to your favorite English videos, replying as if you were in the conversation. The exact method matters far less than the daily habit. 10 honest minutes of speaking every day will carry you further in a month than one long, perfect lesson once in a while. Make speaking a small, normal part of your day. Here is your last practice. Promise yourself one tiny speaking moment for tomorrow, and decide it now. Maybe you will describe your breakfast out loud or talk for 1 minute about your plans. Make it small enough that you cannot fail. Then simply keep the promise. One daily moment, gently repeated, becomes fluency. So let's gently gather our 7 ways to improve your English speaking. First, speak out loud every day, even when you are alone. Second, try shadowing. Copy a native speaker like an echo. Third, record yourself and kindly listen back. Fourth, learn the most common words and phrases first. Fifth, aim for fluency, not perfection, and keep the words flowing. Sixth, use small filler and connecting phrases to buy yourself time. And seventh, create a real speaking moment every single day. 7 methods, and please hear this clearly. You do not need all 7 at once. That would only feel heavy. Choose just one, the one that felt easiest and kindest to you, and practice only that one this week. Speaking is not a wall you climb in a single day. It is a quiet muscle that grows a little stronger each time you use your voice. Be patient and gentle with yourself, and remember that every fluent speaker, everywhere, once spoke slowly too. If this lesson helped you feel a little braver, please take a second to subscribe and leave a like. It quietly helps the channel grow. Thank you for spending this calm time with me. Now go and say just one sentence out loud in English today, and take care.